Welcome to the Kate Molland channel. My podcast is now in progress. Let's tune in. Okay, we are talking about dating questions and why they are so important. The idea was to ask questions that reveal, number one, their personality, number two, their values, and number three, their goals.
Now, here is one client I had up in the Bay Area. She said to me, okay, I'm going on a date with this person. Can you give me some questions to ask? And I said, okay, well, here's one. You can ask him. Matter of fact, you could even ask him this even before you go on the date. And the question was, why are you dating?
Goodness.
Why are you dating? What are your thoughts on that question? Why are you dating? I'm just curious. I mean, you're looking for a date. Why are you dating? In other words, you could rephrase the question, but she didn't want to rephrase it because remember, this girl's in her mid-30s.
Okay.
The guy is in his late 30s, early 40s. And so in a way, she's asking, well, why are you not married right now?
Why are you single?
Why are you single? What's going on? So well, why are you dating? What are your thoughts on that question? Would you ask a man that?
That's a very kind way to ask why you're single.
Yeah, okay. Well,
why are you dating? I think that's a really good question.
It's a probing question.
It is a probing question because you're seeing you're coming out on dates. What's your purpose?
Exactly. Now, I'm going to tell you what his response was. Now, this was all during the chat. And so she said, well, can you tell me why are you dating? You know what his answer was? His answer was, because you never know the next best thing you will find out there if you don't go dating.
Ugh. Well, that says so much about him.
What are your thoughts on his answer?
That says so much about him. So he's always looking for the next best thing.
Okay, so it sounds to me like he's a hunter.
He is not serious about finding a person and committing to that person. He's serious about having somebody and then continuing to look.
So, of course, her response to that was negative, as you felt. And she said, it sounds to me like he's just out there looking for the green grass. And so how do I know that I might be the greenest grass, or maybe I might be a stepping stone, or he may be using me as a stepping stone to get to his next point? So she went radio silent on him.
Okay.
So what he did was he chatted with her again, and he said, listen, maybe that wasn't the best answer, but you kind of caught me off guard, but I was hoping that we could just chat in person, if we can just get together, have a bite to eat. I'm going to be free next Wednesday. We could probably, sort this out in person, and you can get a feel for my energy, my personality. Would that be all right? Now, keep in mind, the only video she saw of him was a clip from a reality television show where he was working on cars or restoring cars. You could get to see his ability in terms of restoring cars. So she did like his look. She did like the way he would talk on camera. And that was all she had to go on. But she didn't like his answer. Now that he asked the question, could we just meet in person and go from there? How do you feel about that?
The question I think I would ask myself is, do I even want to spend the time to go and entertain him?
And that's pretty much how she felt, because she said to me, well, what should I do? Should I go on the date? And my response to her was, did he answer your question, yes or no, in a way that you feel comfortable? And she said, no, he did not answer the question. And see, this is a problem for men, I believe. Sometimes you never know if that girl is going to give you a second chance. You never know if that first impression is all you're ever going to get. Because when you have a shot at a woman that is interested in you and she wants to date you and see you in person, and you drop the ball, should you apologize? Should you try to repair it? Or should you just leave it alone? Like, what should you do?
That's a good question, because it seems like he was trying to repair the situation, but I don't know if he was trying to repair it for his own ego or if he was doing it out of sincerity. And that's just something that we always have to guess on and make a decision, as a woman, how am I going to spend my time?
Okay, now in her case, she did not want to see him anymore after that. That was... To her, that was a deal breaker. She's so nervous. She said, one wrong question, I am not... Well, she has a lot to lose. The girl's very wealthy. Okay, so the question I would like to ask you is, if you're dealing with someone, in a chatting type situation, you're about ready to set up a date, and you honestly feel that the guy dropped the ball, as in this gentleman's case, even though you like his look, you like his voice, you like his energy, but you're still very distrusting, and he's pushing you for a date, and you want to go on the date, but you just don't like how he answered the question when you ask him, why are you dating? And he said he's looking for the next best thing. So you are now in a situation where, okay, he's obviously interested because he's still sending me winks and oinks or whatever they send. so, so now what do you do? I mean, are you going to, in your situation, like I said, the girl I have in mind, she bounced. What would you do?
My instinct is to avoid him at all costs.
Even though you look online and you can't find anything that even looks close to what he looks like, and in terms of your interest in how you like a man to look, and you saw the video and you go, this guy does look good. Should I risk seeing what he can bring to the table because I like his look? And there's nothing like him on the internet. Almost everybody on the internet is more like a 4 or a 5, and this guy rates like a high 9+.
I've looked through the internet and I can totally agree that he's probably
okay.
higher up there. But the thing is that what good is his look if his personality is such that he's looking for the next best thing?
And again, remember, you only have to go on that one sentence. Is that his personality? Is that his personality? Or was he nervous and he didn't know how? Would you give him another chance to answer another question? Okay, you can rephrase it.
I may be called heartless, but I think that he royally screwed up, and I don't think there's repairing that.
Okay. All right. Well, like I said before, the other lady who I have in mind, you're right. She just let that go altogether. And there's nothing you can do, because I feel if I was... Now, here's where I differ in all of this, because I think I told you before, I do not believe in dating.
Yes.
I will never go on a date with a female. And people say, well, how do you meet women? I meet women in situations. I meet them at a wedding reception. I'll meet them at a networking
in real
group.
Life is best.
Yeah,
it really
I
is.
Meet people offline, and I go from there. Like even the one girl who is, calling me now on a regular basis, and she sends me texts practically every day. I mean, I met her at a center. We had kind of a conference there. We were talking. It was a debate session going on, and she was with some people, and me and her started talking. She said, I like some of the things you're saying. I'd like to get to know you a little bit better. Gave her my phone number, and I had her number. And I did not call her. After we switched phone numbers, I never called her. She texted me and says, hey, I'm just checking to see how you're doing. Then I followed up.